Farrell, do I have you back?
I'm with you, Balky.
Farrell, do I have you back?
I'm back here, Balky.
Okay, sorry about that. I don't know. We're having some issues with BTR. It's a good time to end the show in any event. I would say we got through covered a lot of ground for anybody drafting. This weekend, it's going to be a fun weekend of drafting, whether it's in the KFFSC, the Football Guys Players Championship, the FFPC Best Ball Tournament. A lot of stuff going on there. Remember, if you want more information on the KFFSC, go to kffsc.com. You can always follow KFFSC on Twitter. Farrell, you want to hit up the phone numbers at 502-471-7281 for anybody who has any questions about the league?
No, I don't want them to call that number, although they would really enjoy it because my lovely mother
good thing
would be likely to
I didn't
answer
just
it.
give it out or anything like that.
But, Balky, I got to tell you, I got a couple quick things to go through this week. We have lived this week without benefit of Good Morning Football on the NFL Network. I think it has something to do with they gave the staff the day off, but I haven't seen the week off. I haven't seen any official announcement for it. But that is a staple in our household. And my 95-year-old mother, who continues to recover from her hip surgery, is very angry that there's no Good Morning Football, and she can speak to me about about how Kay Adams is making some fashion mistakes and what she's doing right. So football evaluation goes across. The other thing is I really want to give a congratulations. We were talking to Derek about his coming live to draft in the FFPC. And I know we're up against it, and I'll be quick about this. We talked in the episode about the Baltimore Ravens coming to town, and I want to tip my hat to the FFPC who, when hotel rooms are almost non-existent across the Las Vegas landscape, and the ones that are available are ridiculously expensive, what a great job the FFPC has done to secure us affordable hotel rooms if you're staying 3 days like me or 5 days like Derek or 2 weeks like Balky. Whatever it is, great job with the FFPC. And I'll finish up, our main event is open. We want guys to sign up and come into August to Kentucky, good old sweat, hot Kentucky, and sweat it out and draft some great teams as you prepare for the FFPC. And Balky, your championship, which you're defending, the checkered flag, is still open throughout the month of June. I gotta get ready and get some players. We have 4 more 12-team divisions to draft, and I believe you're in one of them. And I think everyone would love to come and have the honor of competing with you.
Yeah, checkered flag. Obviously, I'm privy and biased because I won it last year. I was fortunate enough to win it. But yeah, it is a fun competition. The next draft I think is popping off on Wednesday, and then the following Sunday. There are plenty of spots available in those leagues as well. Those 4 leagues that are remaining. So hopefully you can pop on and draft there. Farrell, always good to talk to you again, man. We'll do this again next Friday, dude.
Thank you, Balky. See you then.
Farrell Elliott, ladies and gentlemen, the definitive commissioner of fantasy football, the head honcho over at the Kentucky Fantasy Football State Championship. Sign up for those leagues at kffsc.com today. That is going to wrap up tonight's show, the first show of June, as we are right in the thick of drafting season. Like I said at the top, no excuse not to be drafting now. The draft is done. Free agency is done. The players are practicing. We're seeing it all right now. So make sure you're hopping into a draft right now, or more than one. Obviously, we have a ton of action available over at the FFPC. Don't forget about the inaugural Best Ball Tournament, which is going on. $100,000 grand prize, a $500,000 prize pool there, just $125 for your entry. Football Guys drafts popping off early and often right now. Several of those going off each and every day, even though it is still June. $500,000 grand prize there if you want to hop in. The midnight draft tonight, still plenty of spots available in that. We'll try to get that one off. And I'll be in the draft rooms all weekend and checking out what everybody's doing live as drafts after the midnight draft tonight will resume at 1 p.m. on Saturday. I want to thank Derek Kappes, Farrell Elliott, the FFPC, Rob and Bryce, and of course each and every one of you for listening to the show tonight. We will be back next week at 10/9 Central on Friday with 14-time main event football guys and FFPC League champion Alex Balazzo. That's right, Alex Balazzo is going to be on the program next week. And for the special announcement that I said at the top of the show, we will be announcing all the Joes for the 2021 Pros versus Joes competition. All those Joes will be announced on the show next week. We have 7 leagues this year, so obviously you're looking at 42 Joes. We're going to name all 42 Joes right on the show. If you want to hear your name called, here if it is called, the first chance you will hear of it will not be an FFPC email, will not be a message board post, will not be anything on social media. It will be on the High Stakes Fantasy Football Hour. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening tonight, hanging out with us. Always a pleasure to do this, especially this time of year when there's so much stuff going on. And by the way, once training camps really heat up, we're going to have a lot more to discuss. ADP is going to change again. It's going to be very exciting. I mentioned a lot of redraft options for you at the FFPC. Don't forget about the Dynasty startups. Those are popping off. I think we got probably, maybe a dozen of them going off this weekend. So if you want to get in on that, definitely take advantage. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Your weekend officially starts right now.
This has been another episode of the High Stakes. This has been another episode of the High Stakes Fantasy Football Hour, presented by MyFFPC.com. It was broadcast live and heard around the world. Balky and Farrell will be back next week with more analysis, interviews, and advice from guests much smarter than they are. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk with you again next week.
I know Farrell touched on this earlier as far as the accommodations go with the FFPC live events in September. And I do want to give a shout out to Greg Sidoris, our casino host out there, who's been working with us for, it seems like almost a decade now. He helps organize a lot of giveaways for the viewing party at halftime every year, which we'll see again this year. Very excited for the Cowboys and Buccaneers to watch that. Very excited to get back to Vegas. We had our live events go off last year, but we didn't have, everybody there that's normally there, myself included. I wasn't even there last year. I'm very excited to get back there this year. I think it's going to be awesome. I think this could be our biggest turnout ever. A lot of people itching to get back there. And yeah, Farrell's right. I mean, you can check out the FFPC email news blast that I send twice a week, and you can see on there the difference, what you'd be paying without the FFPC group discount. So make sure you're taking advantage of that, booking those flights, booking those hotel rooms, signing up for those leagues, and trying to take a chance at life-changing money. Maybe $500,000 is going to be happening for you this year. You never know unless you try. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. I'll see you in the draft rooms this weekend.